If you're having your prospects book a call with you and you're wondering why these people are not even showing up on the call and what you can necessarily do to increase the show up rate, then watch this video till the end, because I'm going to be sharing with you the two things that we are doing inside of our own agency to increase the show up rate, along with what we are doing for the clients to increase their show up rates as well on the calls. Okay, so welcome to day 20 of the Office Turnover Challenge. If you have no idea what we are doing over here, is we are converting negative ROAS offers that we are running on Meta ads to positive ROAS offers. What that basically means, these offers are there are some offers that we are running on Meta ads that are losing money front end on the front end, but my goal will be over the next 60 days is to convert as many of those offers to making money offers so that we can actually profit something on the front end so that we can take some money home, right? So that's what we are doing inside this challenge. When I started this challenge, we were setting at 5% of those offers were at negative positive ROAS, which means that 5% of all the offers that are live on marketing were making profit. But then my goal will be over the next 60 days to get that number to 60%. Okay, so this is going to be an exciting journey. And what we do is by the end of every week, today is like 4 weeks have passed by. So by the end of every week, what we do is we look at all the numbers, figure out how many offers are positive and how many offers are negative. Okay, so we are going to share all the stats, what are the ROAS, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting day. And then without much ado, let's dive inside of it. Okay, so there are three things that we did for the day. The first one is an offer review for a client, then a deep dive, then a weekly overview, and then we are also going to discuss the weekly stats of all the clients. Okay, so LC, ML, and agency are like individual clients, individual offers that we are running. So agency is our own offer where we are giving away a service by having people book a call. ML is in a similar niche, and then LC is in a different niche. Okay, so offer review basically means that she had some questions, she needed some clarity on her offer, so I just answered that. Deep dive is where I review the stats for the week and see what's working and what's not working. Based on that, we make a decision on what to improve on, right? And then finally, the agency weekly overview is basically how many calls were booked for the agency, if we closed any deals, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's how what we are going to be doing today, and where I'm going to be talking about the show up rates will be inside of ML. So I have already put in the timestamps, so you can just scroll to that part. Or like me, if you're a geek like me and you want to learn a lot of different things from different kind of prospects that we are optimizing stuff for, then you can stick around till the end, go through everything. Okay, so without much ado, let's dive inside the first one, LC. So for LC, we had some offer clarity. LC is in a really interesting niche. She is in a supplement substitute niche where she is helping people understand what substitutes their body actually needs by simply doing this muscle testing. So she had a $297 course that she was selling upfront, but it did not convert well. So because of which I suggested let's have a $27 upfront offer where we are going to do some kind of assessment for people to figure out if the supplements they are using actually helping them and how much is it costing them on wrong supplements. Okay, so this is the assessment where people can figure out how much it is costing them, and then we can show them, hey, how would you like your body to tell you what supplements it needs exactly, so that you do not waste any money. So that's where we sell the course. Okay, so having said that, let's dive inside the questions that she had. So the first question was a really amazing question. She asked like, how can we get ChatGPT to pick our offer? Now it got me to think. Okay, now I come from a background where I was creating some websites before, and I had created a few blogs, but then it really got me to think about some of the conversations that we had before, and how ChatGPT works and so on. It's basically most of the AI tools are research tools, highly depend on the web searches, right? And also what data is there on the internet. So if we can create a blog and we just answer 100 questions that we can get from ChatGPT that our prospects are asking and that our front end office solves, what we can do is like we can create a blog post around it and then have ChatGPT like just pick it up. Even Google AI is figuring it out and like taking all of these answers from the web as soon as you search something on Google, right? So this is an amazing way for us to get free traffic. So definitely, if you want a ChatGPT to pick it up, pick our offer up, let's have some kind of blogs where we can have very detailed answers for the questions that people are asking to ChatGPT and Google AI for people that are asking for that particular niche, and then just have our offer in there in the blog itself. So really good question. And then the second thing is, do we name the benchmark PDF differently? So the benchmark PDF goes with the assessment. I suggested that because once people know that this is their numbers, then what they can compare that with, what is right and what is wrong. So that's why I said that let's have a benchmark PDF where we would want people to just go ahead and see, hey, this is you, this is the ideal person, this is how much they spend, this is how much you're spending, right? So that's the second thing. I said that no, it's absolutely fine to keep it under the same branding. Then the third question was, can we price our order bump at $10? One now that we have added something to it. So the order bump that we strategized for her was wellness prompts, right? 777 wellness prompts, which were strategized from ChatGPT, and then we were going to sell that for $7. But what she said was, "Hey, I have added this journal to it. Can we sell it for $10 instead?" So I was like, "Okay." Now, one thing to understand over here is that we have a front end offer that is $27. Then we have a back end offer that is $297. So if we have something that is $10, that would be the odd number out with this flow, right? So it can affect the flow. That's why I said even if we have a really good offer, we have added something to it, it can be feeling irresistible for just $7. So we can have better purchases if you just have it for $7. So that's why I suggested let's put it at $7. Once we get some traction, we can raise the price to $17 rather than $10. Okay, so that's it for LC. Then we had a deep dive on ML. So for ML is in a really interesting niche. Okay, yeah, he is in a senior living business niche, and he has a $397 per month SaaS offer. Okay, and then what he does is like he sells a service, and then he has people get inside of our on his SaaS offer, and then they pay $397 every single month for his offer. Okay, so that makes it super super valuable. And what we are doing is his funnel is pretty simple. We have a book a call sales page, and then we have a downsell page, and then we have a confirmation page. On the call, he is pitching a 2.5k offer average offer that he is pitching on the calls, plus $397 per month, which is reckoning that we don't even count in the ROAS, because they're gonna get it in the future, and we don't know how many months those clients ideally pay in total. So we don't know the churn rate and all of that, but I'm pretty sure they will stick around for at least 3 months. So the true ROAS will just go through the roofs if we calculate all of that. But regardless, let's look at the stats. Okay, so for ads analysis, we are sitting at 1.9 percent CTR, and then the CPC is 5.22%, CPC $5.22, which basically means that we have got, it costs us $5 to get one click. Okay, $5 to get one click. And then for CTR, it basically means out of 100 people, 1.9% of them actually click on the ad. Okay, so that's how the CTR and CPC is. It's ideal for sales calls. I think $5 CPC is great. For our agency, it's like $10. So really great CPC. The ads are performing very well. For the funnel analysis, what we did was, it wasn't for 7 days, it was for more days. Like all total, we calculated. The landing page views in total that we got was 478, and then the booked call was 49 calls that were booked in total from the ads manager that we saw, and then the cost per booked call was $44, right? And the booking rate was 10%, and the closed deals, so there were 3 deals that he closed at $732 we got per close, we had to spend. And then the total ad spend was $2,196. The revenue was $7,688. We are sitting at 3.5x ROAS, like just on the front end offer. Okay, and like this is cash collected. I'm not talking about revenue. This is cash collected, right? So the $397 per month is pure profit as well. So we are not going to take that into consideration. However, these are the numbers from the ad manager. But then the client informed that the numbers are a bit different from on his end. Here are the true numbers. Total calls booked 35, and then the actual call cost per call booked was $62.74. Show ups were 15. The no show rate is 57%. The qualified leads is 12 out of 15. So 80% qualified leads on the call, 3% unqualified leads, right? which is 20%, which is great. And then we close 3 deals. So our close rate is basically 20%, right? Um, uh, Based on the show ups. And then the upfront cash collected was $7,688. Now I suggested a few things, tweaks inside of the funnel, and I said like it's really common for us to get a low show up rate. So what it was happening was, last 3 weeks the show up rate has been super high. So on the a couple of weeks back it was at 40%. Then last week it was 60%. This week it was 100% no show rate. So sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. But then here are the things that I suggested to improve the minor for to get better close, like opt-in rates on the booking rate on the sales page itself. Just this one short thing. And then to increase the show up rate, here are the two things that we are doing. The first thing is, we are reducing the day range to book a call to 5 days only, or even 4 days if possible. So what that means is that how much time can people book out your calendar on. So for example, if they're seeing your ad today, and if you're keeping your calendar open for 2 weeks further, and if somebody books a call for next week, they're not gonna show up. Like it's I mean, people forget, right? So the sooner we can have them book a call with us, the better show up rate we are gonna get. Alex Hormozi suggests that we have the calls booked on the same day itself to get much better show up rates. Because if somebody books a call right now for evening, they know that they booked a call for an evening, right? So we don't need to send them a lot of reminders. All we can say is, hey, they booked a call, they're gonna show up for the call. So that's what he suggests, having the calls booked on the same day. If not possible, have the calls booked on the next day. Just keep the calendar open for 2 days or 3 days, and we are gonna get better sales coming in from that. And then show up rates coming in from that. And then the second thing that we can do is, since the number is too small. So for example, right now we just had 35 calls booked, right? And 15 of them showed up. So we just have 20 people who haven't showed up. So what I suggested was, we can call the no shows and set them back into the calendar at the closest time possible. We can say, hey, I just saw you booked a time with us to connect with us, but I understand life gets busy. How would you like? How would you like to connect with me today at 3 p.m. or tomorrow at 10 a.m.? Either the client or the client who is taking the calls, either he can do that, or we can have a dedicated setter to do this on a commission basis only, right? And let's utilize the above changes and close more deals. Also, let's get the operation set right so we can start scaling when our team is ready. So this particular client is ready to scale. The calls that he is getting, like there are some people on the call that I heard from him, was that they are not running just one practice, not just one senior living business. They have multiple senior living business as well. So even if one of them closes, that's like, and they have like 10 different senior living practices, like across different states, then he's gonna have a really big deal closed, right? So even if that takes longer, if he closes that deal, that's huge ROAS, right? So having said that, what we can do is like have people book a call. Like once they have booked a call, we can have someone go ahead and call them up and say, hey, life gets busy, absolutely understand. How about we can jump on a call today or tomorrow, right? Get them in as soon as possible. The sooner we can get them in, the faster we can get them to show up on the call itself. Okay, so this is what we suggested. That's what we are doing for our agency as well. That is getting us better results. So let's review the agency weekly stats. Okay, so right now we are sitting at 1.07 CTR, which is quite low. But then we are creating new ad creatives to test them out and so on. So we had 222 landing page views. We booked 22 qualified calls. Now, if you remember, like if you don't know, for this particular offer, we had a lot of different changes on our funnel. So at the beginning, what we did was like what the client or the founder wanted, to have all of these options in the budget. So what we were getting on the call, like people will select 1K option and they won't be qualified leads because they cannot afford our service. So what we did was like most of the people were booking 1K options and they were like getting disqualified. And then 5 to 7K, 7 to 10K, everybody was selecting 5 to 7K. If you look at the stats from before, you can see like 16 qualified calls were booked, which were like 5 to 7K mark. Let's just say that. And then the unqualified calls booked was 28. Can you imagine? Like 28 were unqualified leads, 16 qualified at 5 to 7.5k budget, right? So right now what we did was we removed every option below $10,000, and here are the numbers: 22 qualified people booked a call with a budget of 10 to 20,000. So now they know that they have to spend 10k at least in order to work with us, so we wouldn't get people who have lower budgets at all. So even then the qualified calls increased than 16 from 16 last time. So you see, that's the power of not even giving people an option. If we give people an option to spend less, they will always spend less, right? So that's why I suggested this, and it's working out pretty well. We spent a total of $1,730. We booked 22 calls. Let's see. The closer said that the quality of the calls are very good now, and it's way better than before. But yeah, there's another thing that I would like to discuss on this, but then I'll keep it for another video. Okay, so the quality of the leads are getting better since these leads have a budget of more than 10k. So now, drum rolls. Let's get inside of the weekly stats to figure out how our offers are performing. Okay, so in total we have 13 offers that are running, and then the recently launched offers are 0, and then the negative ROAS offers are 10. So 10 out of 13 offers that we have right now are negative ROAS offers, and that constitutes a percentage of 76.9. So this was week 1, this is week 2, this week 3, week 4. So we had new offers added inside of marketing recently, so because of which the numbers are remaining constant. But yeah, so over here are the stats for the different clients. NR is sitting at 0.33x ROAS, so all of these are weekly numbers. And then for PF is 0. This week we did not spend anything for them. And SN is, the client is closed. And then we are not gonna run ads for her anymore. And then JE is getting consistent 0.93x ROAS. And then for DMC he was at 0 last time, but now he's sitting at 0.64. For KB the ads were paused. For KT it's 0, DY0, DA0. Okay, and then we are gonna go into the positive ROAS. So we had one new offer added to the positive ROAS this week, which was TG, right? HD is still on an average of 1.08. Week 3 and week 4 she was sitting at 0, but on an average it's 1, so she's in positive. JK, we are not serving the client anymore. And then for ML, he got one sale this week, so the ROAS was like 4.31, and the average ROAS is 3.8. For TG, he was at 0.76 ROAS last week. Right now it's 2.91. Okay, so the average is 1.8. Okay, so these are the stats. And then finally, the closed offers are 2, SN, and JK. So these are the stats for now. Right now, our positive ROAS offer is sitting at 23.1%. So I hope this entire series has been helpful to you. Let me know in the comment section what are your takeaways. Let me know if you are learning anything from this series. Let me know if you would change anything inside of the format of this challenge. And what else would you like to understand or learn when I'm discussing about the different clients we are operating right now? And yeah, my biggest takeaway for this from this was about ML's show up rate, and I think we are gonna apply that even more by getting inside of our agency itself, because we have a list of like 4k people that we can reach out to and have our setter schedule calls with us, right? So definitely let's do that. I'm pretty excited about getting this new stuff going on. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Till then, keep creating for a change.